Hello everyone, this is Tom from Dirk Witte's music store in Utrecht, the Netherlands. Today we are taking a look at a really cool, kind of like an entry level vintage Gibson guitar, electric guitar from the 1960s. This is a Gibson ES-120T in its original sunburst finish. And by entry level guitar, I mean, I think that this was basically like the most affordable Gibson electric guitar from the time. So it is very simple, and it's also, when it comes to deconstruction, like very, or like not very labor intensive, because it kind of like features some quirky specs that you only find on this model. But it is still a really cool guitar nonetheless. Still built by the same people, using the same materials, same woods, same, same tools, all of that stuff. But not then for a whole lot of money. So a really cool guitar. Let's dive into the specs. So the ES-120T, T standing for thin line. So this is indeed a thin line hollow body electric guitar, and it is completely hollow. So no block in the center or anything like that. It is a laminated maple construction, so laminated maple top, sides and back. And it is in a really fine shape for its age. So this is 58 years old, but apart from like finish checking, which you can't really do anything about, like that just happens over age, and some buckle rash and this tiny little spot right here, nothing to be seen. Yeah, and also like a little crack over here in this pickguard. But when it comes to the finish, it's just in beautiful condition. So as on the body, as well as on the neck. So that is really fantastic to see. We have got some single ply binding around the top and the back. We have got we've got one sound hole, an F hole. I'm not quite sure if that is also underneath here. Maybe, good chance, but can't really tell you that for certain. But what is really cool, as you can definitely tell on this model, is that we've got a very cool pickup and electronic installation style. So you have this huge pickguard, which is basically just a big hollowed out piece of plastic, which then houses all of your electronics. So after you've got one pickup over here in the neck position, which is a very simple, like a single coil pickup, and then you've got just your controls over here, one volume and one tone control, and your input jack also over here. So everything can then just be wired up just in this plastic casing and then drilled onto the guitar body. So no routing needed whatsoever for this guitar, which is definitely saves you a lot of time and therefore also a lot of money, which is again why this is really an entry level electric guitar made by Gibson from those days. Got a simple floating bridge made out of rosewood, as well as your bass, then a trapeze tailpiece in a chrome color. And then moving on to the neck, that is a one-piece mahogany neck with kind of like the, I think that this is kind of like the slimmer nut width, so I'm guessing like 1 inch and 5/8 of an inch, something like that. Definitely not as wide as like the earlier 1960s Gibson necks, but still plays and feels really comfortable. So the profile, nothing too special, but like in a good way, because it is just a C shape, not too big, not too thin, really medium in size. So very much accessible to most players out there, I'm sure. Rosewood fingerboard with no fanciness going on, so no binding, no fancy inlays, just your plain dot pearloid inlays. Original nut, thinking that that is made out of micarta or something like that. Not bone, because it definitely looks different, but it is just a really fine nut, just and like I said, original, does the job perfectly well. Also, by the way, no breaks, cracks or repairs to go over. You got some very minor little dings over here on the back of the neck, which is very normal for its age, so really nothing to be worried about. Like I said, this is a very clean example for its age. And then the headstock, also very simple, no binding, no fancy inlays, just your Gibson silkscreen logo, plain truss cover, single ply black material, and then 3 on a row Clusen tuners with the plastic tips. So yeah, really cool guitar, like I said, entry level for those days. So this is really bare bone, but still like a hollow body. So yeah, you can get actually like really good like jazzy tones from this model, because yeah, you just got your one neck pickup and it is a true hollow body, so you do get that warmth, kind of like that airiness. But even like to this day, even now, this is still kind of like entry level, but more so kind of like entry level in the vintage market. So meaning that this really does not cost you a whole lot of money as compared to like an ES-335 from those days, or a Les Paul, or even a Fender for that matter. So yeah, just a very, very cool bare bone, true vintage 1960s Gibson electric guitar, which plays and sounds also really, really great. Nicely set up. No issues whatsoever, so it is really ready to go. So let's then move on to the playing part and let's hear what it sounds like. But first, if you're interested in this 1967 Gibson ES-120T in this original Summers finish, be sure to head over to the links in the description for further details. If you enjoyed this demo, be sure to like the video and to subscribe to the channel for more weekly demos of cool electric guitars like these, or cool acoustics, bass guitars even, all that really cool stuff. Also be sure to like us and follow us on our socials, Instagram and Facebook. Links are also in the description. With then all of that being said, let's hear what this vintage 1967 Gibson ES-120T sounds like. Going to be playing it through this late 1970s Fender Pro Reverb. And then I'm just going to kind of like toy around with the tone a bit. So first tone all the way up at 10 and then the tone rolled all the way off, so that you can get a good impression of what this really cool, true vintage kind of entry level electric guitar made by Gibson all has in store for us. So let's move on to that part and let's then take it for a spin.